Is it possible to put a browser on the laptop? There you go. Perfect. Wonderful. Wonderful. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for attending this session. For me, it's a great privilege and pleasure to be here with you to share a momentous moment in the evolution of plastics. But before, I'd like to give you a little bit of a narrative backdrop. 4 years ago, if you remember, the Amazon forest was burning, pretty much around December of 2018. And I came to an intellectual debate. How can a normal citizen, how can a normal human being help fight climate change? 99% of us are just surviving. I'll give you, I hope, a good example. We wake up in the morning and we look at the news and we're confronted with calamity, environmental problems, amongst others. Our hearts are wrenched and we go to work thinking, we want to make a difference, we need to make a difference. By 10 o'clock, we have more meetings, 11 o'clock, coffee time, 12 o'clock, lunchtime, 3 o'clock, more meetings, 5 o'clock, go home, we commute, prepare dinner for the children, for the kids, and at 9 o'clock, if you're in Europe, you go down and you are confronted with choices of different colored bins to put the rubbish that you've been separating because you've been told to the entire week. If the bin is full, you will put it wherever it's not. If you're tired, you'll put it wherever you want. Do you think that as an individual citizen, you can make a difference? The answer to that question is companies that sell products and services can make the difference. Companies that are responsible or should be responsible for the products and services they are deploying in the market. And what is your power as a consumer? Your power is the power of choice. You do what you do. You consume. Whether you want to or not, this is what you do. The power you have is to choose products and services from companies that have demonstrated, verifiably so, their commitment to the environment. So with this idea, the creation of the company 4 years ago, to create a software to track CO2 emissions all across the distribution channel, up to the end consumer, to track single-use packaging plastics recovered from the end consumer up to the recycler, and to merge the data of CO2 and single-use packaging plastics recovered and recycled into marketing tools to allow companies to prove their commitment to the environment and build loyalty programs with their end consumers on the basis of individual environmental footprints. 2 years down the road, the conclusion is everyone says they want to save the world, but nobody is willing to pay for it. This is where plastics was born. Plastics is a marketplace where across the world, waste recovery projects are able to create a third revenue source in addition to what they've been doing for the last 50 years, which is collecting waste, sorting that waste, and selling it to the recycling industry. Limited revenues from selling the physical waste. Plastics' value proposition is to allow them to generate revenues from selling the proof that they have recovered the plastic and that they have delivered this plastic to the recycling industry. So this proof in the form of a certificate, in the form of an NFT, demonstrates that the plastic does not end up in the environment and is going straight into the recycling industry. Who buys these plastic recovery guarantees? Companies buy these plastic recovery guarantees for two reasons essentially. Number one, a company may be producing or distributing plastic, and by buying these plastic recovery guarantees, they're essentially saying, I'm plastic neutral. But the most important point, and the reason we are here today, is companies buy these plastic recovery guarantees as a corporate social responsibility exercise to fund the development of waste management infrastructure in developing nations, to be able to increase the recycling rates and therefore fight plastic recovery or fight plastic pollution all across the planet. Why is there Barcelona Football Club behind me? Because 2 days ago, they have launched the NFT collection on plastics to recover 1 million kilos of plastic globally outside of Spain. The formula is you have a brand, you have a community, and you have the will to do something for the environment. You can leverage your community to empower environmental stewardship, to recover waste in developing nations that do not have the infrastructure we have in Europe or in North America. And every single fan is able to participate in the process of plastic recovery and be aware that in their fandom, they can continue their love and passion for Barca while funding recovery of plastic in developing nations. In conclusion, going back to the foundation story, we as ordinary citizens have choices. And these choices allow us to buy products and services from companies that have demonstrated their commitment to the environment, and verifiably so. Thank you very much. Does anyone have any question? I guess, oh yes, go ahead. So our methodology is based on accounting and blockchain. As the waste recovery projects are selling the physical waste to the recycler, they are issuing invoices. These invoices have an invoice number, date of invoice, type of plastic, quantity of plastic, and the destination of this plastic. What they do is they convert this invoice into an NFT, into a plastic recovery guarantee. Our role, and we're partners with the World Economic Forum, is to be the verification entity that these waste recovery projects are verified to be able to mint these NFTs. And we do the auditing across their roadmaps to make sure the funds are being used to develop their plastic recovery, which includes buying machinery, opening up new geographical areas for waste recovery, hiring more waste pickers, paying higher salaries to the waste pickers, developing medical camps for the waste pickers, etc. And our job is to actually verify that. We are invested by Google. We're using also AI as a fraud detection tool that we're developing. So ultimately, our aspiration is to be the reference in plastic recovery guarantees. So we work at the first level of battle, which is the recovery. We make sure it goes back into the recycling industry. We're using that as pellets to be reused for creating new single-use packaging. You have a question?
What chain are you using?
We're built on Silo blockchain. On Silo blockchain. We chose Silo for actually two reasons. Not only their carbon negative footprint, but because as a cultural commitment to the environment in Africa and reducing all friction for using Web3. We found at the time that they were the best partner, and thanks to Silo, we are now working with the Barcelona Football Club, and we want to avoid friction. Very important point. Anyone can buy Barcelona Football Club NFTs, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Visa, MasterCard, crypto, but all payments are done in plastics because plastics' purpose is to ensure the traceability of the payment going to the waste recovery project. It is also to be able to encourage transparency in the data. They are rewarding for providing all of the information. So all payments are made in plastics, but all purchases are made in anything. Built on Silo. Thank you. Yes, sir.
How do you scale if you have to verify yourself all the plastic claims?
So we developed our methodology based on accounting and accounting rules and regulations of each jurisdiction. We're working in India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Kenya, Mozambique, Tanzania, Ivory Coast, Egypt, most of Latin America, France and Spain. We have the information of all the accounting rules and regulations, and what we do is our platform allows you to put all the information necessary, which is verified by our back office. And then what we do have are physical random audits of the facilities during the course of the roadmap developments. So that we're still obviously physically doing random audits, because if we tell them when we're going, it doesn't serve its purpose. But we combine technology with really literally standard accounting audits. Does anybody have any other questions? Yes.
Is the goal for the fans to be able to trade the NFTs, or how do you keep them engaged? Once they pay for this NFT, is it just to show proof that, oh, you know, FC Barcelona has gone through the verification process, or is it worth something?
So the NFTs, akin to all the NFTs, are from the NFT itself, a reflection of the benefits that a brand is willing to attach to them. Barcelona Football Club has attached for this particular drop football jerseys signed by the entire team to be given to 10 holders of the NFT collection, which is 3,000 NFTs have been minted by Barcelona, and the future drops in September and December over 3 years, because this is a 3-year commitment. For example, if you're the owner of an NFT, you have access to go on the grass and step on it. Your name will be tweeted for your birthday. A series of benefits that you would want nevertheless. However, it has the attached PRG, a plastic recovery guarantee, so you can trade this NFT for the value that it has, including the unique art, and each time you're trading, plastic is being recovered. But it's transparent and seamless. This was the way to leverage a brand, a community, and their commitment to sustainability. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Well, thank you very much for your attention and for your questions. Thank you.